Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Aston Parsons, and this is Aston's Expressway, and this is a fabulous Friday feast. Yay! Back to serious face. Guys, hi. Thank you for joining me tonight. I've got to be honest. This is not my best mukbang so far. Okay, because I'm having a hell of a week. If you saw me on Monday, oh my God, what a mess, what a schmuck. I mean, oh my God. Things are just getting worse, guys. Right, if you did watch Monday's mukbang, you will know that for Friday Fabulous Feast, I wanted to do Chinese because I haven't had Chinese food in ages. I always try and have it at least once a month. It's been about 3 months since I've had any, and some Chinese food. And you're seeing a plate of, trying to spill it on the tray, chicken and chips. Right, why am I eating chicken and freaking chips when I wanted a kind of a la carte Chinese gourmet buffet? Well, right. Well, I'll go on about that in a moment, okay? Because I am very, very fracked off. I'm going with fracked off rather than the other, because A, I love the remake of Battlestar Galactica, and B, I'm pretty fracked off, okay? Because this was meant to be Chinese food tonight, but for a very little bizarre quirk in British fast food industry that I'm going to go on about tonight. I'm going to go on about this quirk, why this is not the meal that I want it to be. But on the other side, I am starving, okay? I'm peeved off, but I'm starving. So, I've put some salt on. Let me get my sweet chili sauce. Because, like I've told you before, guys, everything tastes better with sweet chili sauce. So let's have some fries. Now, we'll talk fries first of all. Crunchy, eh? No, I left them too long, they've gone too dry. So, like I say, tonight's mukbang can barely be called a mukbang because things are a little messed up. Now, before I start moaning off like some goddamn deli schmuck Manhattan trained asshole that I am, I'll go into my training at another point at the Weissman Schmuck Institute in Manhattan many years ago in the late 90s. I'm going to try and test this chicken, but due to cutbacks and prices, my local, this is not KFC by the way, guys, this is a non-franchise chicken. Oh, it's steam. Can you see the steam? Can you see the steam? I don't know if the camera's going to pick up the steam. Mind you, I've had it in slow heater for about 30 minutes while I'm working out what's going on, but give me a minute here, guys. I've got to work out because something's gone wrong with these guys. Right, this is a right. The last 3 fabulous Friday feasts have come from the same non-franchise independent food distributor, takeout shop, which we have a lot of in the UK. And I'm going to spend some time in this video telling you about what is wrong with the fast food model in certain sectors of fast food. But I want to see how much they're messing things up at the minute. Well, they used to make the most plumptious of chicken. I mean, it was like 6 times meatier than anything KFC. But just lately, I've noticed that something's changed in the fried chicken they do. I'm going to get a bone in. Hang on. No. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. They've even changed their sweet chilli sauce. They're trying something new, and it's not the same. Oh, guys, do you know what, guys? I'm getting so annoyed with the food industry. Oh, they've pissed me off tonight. They've pissed me off tonight. Not only has the chicken formula changed, the sweet chilli sauce has changed. So it's less sweet, less sugar, because it's all tight, and we're all fighting for resources, aren't we? We're all fighting for these effing resources that we're having to cut. We'll put prices up 30%. I tell you guys, the way this is going right now, I'm going to start cooking everything for my fucking self. Too much sauce. You know, these guys used to do such lovely plump chicken. It was plump, it had deep carb coatings with herbs. It was, I mean, I've watched a lot of mukbangs, guys, from UK to United States to Korea and the Far East. And boy, do I see a difference. I mean, let's just take KFC on point, and I'm going to do a KFC mukbang, probably as a Monday Mondeo mini mukbang, very soon, to show you guys in America how pathetic, I mean pathetic, KFC UK chicken is now. I started eating KFC chicken, excuse me, in the mid to late 80s, and the price wasn't a million miles away from where it is for a 2-piece meal now, but God, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. The cooking degree, the level, it was nice. The spicing, you love the doughiness in the coating and the herbage. Excuse me burping, guys, I've told you before. It's to do with intermittent fasting. And your stomach responds if you starve for a few days, and then you start eating. Oh, I'm so trying to enjoy this, but oh. If you're still watching and wondering what's going on, guys, and wondering, what is this a mukbang or is this some kind of messed up moan of a guy? Well, it's a messed up moan of a guy. And I'm going to tell you why now, okay? I'm going to tell you why. Tonight, Friday, as I said back on Monday, I fancied something I really love, I've had before, and that was some Chinese food. Okay? Some Chinese food. Right, I live in a city of 100,000 people. That's a small city. You could call it a town in UK status, and I'm sure in American status too, but 100,000 people. We have about 24 Chinese takeaways in this town. Okay? I went through the map, I looked at them all, because I knew that where I normally go for my favourite Chinese, they won't take a credit card. Now, when I say take a credit card, let's get something clear. Okay. In the States, let's take Panda Express, a nationwide, very well-known Chinese phenomenon, right, of consistent food. I've had Panda Express when I've been to the States, right? There is no franchising of Chinese food in the United Kingdom. Okay? Every Chinese takeout is independent. It's a mom and pop business. I don't knock the fact they're a mom and pop business. I think it's very entrepreneurial. But unlike a lot of takeouts, independent takeouts, the Chinese, I'm going to have a go. This isn't racial. This is nothing to do with racism. I love Asian people. I love the philosophy. I love their approach to work. I love their inventiveness. I love the way they build things. Alright, they don't style like the Italians, but the engineering is way beyond anything Italy could produce. Okay? But when it comes to Chinese food in the United Kingdom, it's a joke. It is a joke. Okay? You've got all these mom and pop suppliers that, I mean, you love a franchise. You go to McDonald's from one side of the earth to the other. You know how it's going to taste, don't you, if you have your Big Mac. Okay? It's homogenised. It's standardised. Chinese food. I tell you, you go into a Chinese takeout in the UK, you're on roulette. You're on absolute roulette. You could have a brilliant sweet and sour chicken one day from one guy and the worst one from the other one. Because there's no universal standard for how thick the batter should be or fresh the meat, okay? But forget the actual food, I'll give uniqueness to every individual provider, okay? But what gets me, and what has really wound me up tonight, something I've never really appreciated before, is that these Chinese takeout providers, they're living in the 90s. Because everyone else, be it Greggs, McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, or an independent sandwich shop, has learned to take a card in store. Okay, that means a customer comes in like they do with any food takeout, gives a card, beep, on your little machiney thingy, and we pay. The Chinese community, which I do love, this is not about racism, I love their food, I love their culture. But please, Chinese takeouts in Britain, can you not learn to take an effing card in store? Tonight, I drove to 6 independent Chinese takeouts in my city. I burnt about 3 miles of gas. Went through all the reviews on Google, who is good, who is not for Chinese food in my town, and I went to them. And the first question I asked, I don't like to waste people's time, do you take a card in store? No. To be honest, half of the 6 practically looked at me as if I was a piece of dog shit. No, you get out now, How dare you come in my store with a card? How dare you? Now, I understand why small business, especially takeouts, always had a problem with taking a credit card or a debit card. It's to do with the commissions that the big banking Visas, MasterCards of this world charge to small business for them to take small, sub £10, sub £20 charges. But there's an answer to that now. It's called, and I'm not sponsored by any of these guys, okay? Like SumUp, or I can't remember the other like cheap device that was scanning device that was devised for small business to take the hassle out, to reduce the cost of like dealing with Visa or MasterCard. That has allowed a lot of small businesses to go, oh, you got a card? Beep. Yeah, no problem. So we're just a small business, but we can do that now. And all the other aspects of food at home, like takeout, have adapted to this. I can go in sandwich shops. I mean, sandwich, and in Britain that means like breakfast sandwiches, bacon, sausage, seasoned breakfast sausage, hash browns. Again, this is the difference between Britain and America. America's, because of economies of scale, I understand that, 6 times more population, you get all these chains doing all the types of foods you like. In the UK, we still have a huge portion of the independent market that is acting like it's in the 90s. And do not give me a cut. Anyway, that was like a lot of institutions like these breakfast sandwich cafes. But SumUp came along and other suppliers came along. And this stopped, and these guys were like, okay, we'll take your card. I could walk into an Indian restaurant, take out, they could have taken my card tonight. I could have gone into a Greek Turkish kebab house. Here's my card, yeah, no problem, just pop it here. I could have gone into any other culture of fast food you can generalise. Obviously, I'm in the middle of Derbyshire, so I only get so many food cultures. There's not a lot of Vietnamese restaurants or, like Mongolian restaurants, but most of the franchises, be it through a simple sausage sandwich, be it independent or Greggs or a big franchise, I'm going to go beep. But the Chinese community has decided, throughout this part of the world, no, we can't take a card. Now, we will take a card online through these franchise deliveries, the Deliveroos, Just Eats. But you look at the prices at the moment. What I was able to do tonight was compare the prices between what was advertised online to take a card through a centralised system to that independent retailer. I looked at the prices between dishes of me going in and paying cash and me ordering online. And I don't mind paying it. I'm not that tight. I don't mind spending £2, £3, maybe even £4 on the delivery charge. But when you have 3 dishes that are 25% more expensive on some kind of delivery app, be it Deliveroo, Just Eat or any other buggers, you're like, no, damn it, I'll goddamn get in my Mondeo, drive a quarter of a mile, and here's my card, because I haven't got cash today, because we live in a credit society. I'm sorry, I'm not a wealthy man. I don't have loads of cash sitting in the drawer. I've got plenty of credit lines. Right now, I won't, because it'd be ID kind of mess up, but I could throw you several credit cards at this camera. Several credit cards, plenty of credit limit. Can I give you cash in my situation? No, I can't, because that's obligated to certain things. So, we've ended up in... I'm sorry, Chinese independent takeouts. I love what you do. I love your culture. There's nothing I don't like about you guys. But please come into the 21st century. Right. In this country, you're unique at the moment. You have got no chain biting on your knees. There is not one that I can think of, unless anyone wants to put me fair in England and put me right, of a mass chain of like McDonald's of Chinese food. They do in America. I'll quote Panda Express. I think there's another big chain that I can't quite bring to mind right now. Forgive me for that. I could walk into any Panda Express across the states. And, yeah, here's my card. Yeah, no problem, sir. There you go. Boom. There you go. What do you want? I can't do that in one Chinese restaurant, practically, in this country. Sorry, guys. I'm pissed off. I've told you before I don't like chips, and generally I don't, unless it's in a certain way. Although I'm moaning about the chicken, I like crispy like fries if I'm going to eat. I mean, look at these guys. These guys weren't doing it. Right, look at that. You see how overcooked that is? These guys never used to do it for years like this. I don't know what's going on, whether they changed their chicken suppliers or something. But it's not the same. Sorry guys, I was biting into something I thought was just pure breast, and like I say, it's not as juicy as I used to do it. Yeah, I'm pissed off. Okay. I appreciate the state of the world. Okay, I'm not naive. Many of you may find me quite boring, and that's fine. But I tell you something, this boring schmuck has spent 40 years in front of a two-dimensional screen on his own, watching everything. Everything. When I started watching this two-dimensional screen, it was the late 70s. In the United Kingdom at the time, there was only 3 channels. 3 channels. Nothing more. Now, Freeview's, 200 odd channels. If you have Sky, but nobody does anymore because there's no point, because it's all on demand. Anyway, I'm not going to get into TV diffraction of the market. But what I'm trying to say is, in the 80s, I put up with just 3 TV channels. Do you know what? There was only 3 channels, but there was always something to watch. Because the 3 tried the best, most competitively to compete, put quality shows on, people would wait a week for it. Brilliant. And now we got 300 channels of absolute crap. And hang on, I'm just going to try again, guys. I'm trying to get some satisfaction back into this mukbang. Everything's too crunchy. I don't deal well with crunchy. Can I tell you why, guys? And I'm being honest. But you probably already noticed I have a lot of dental problems. Okay? And if you're watching this and you're 20-something, I'm not going to give you a lecture about brush your teeth. I did that. Nicotine, caffeine, sugar, killers to your teeth. Okay? What you can see, what's decent in here, is all vinyl. It's all false. But the trouble is, you probably noticed I chew a lot. And it's because I've got no back teeth. I've got back teeth at the top, but not at the bottom. About 3 or 4 deep. So I struggle with food if it's not soft. Okay? So when it's all crunchy like this is, but it wouldn't have been if it had been a Chinese. It'd have been all nicey, slurpy. And I wanted to just sit here and throw a lot of really nice Chinese in my mouth. Okay? That's what I wanted to do. But I'm not a rich man, and I needed to pay with a credit card. It wouldn't matter if it was a debit card, because the Chinese takeaway industry in the UK, which is completely non-franchised, please Panda Express, come over here and sort this out. Can I take a little debit card? It's sick. The funniest thing was, it's Friday night, it was 7 o'clock, and I went to either 5, 6 or 7 Chinese restaurants. I walked in all of them, there's nobody in any of them. They're empty. Yeah, I drive past the McDonald's right by my house. There's 10 cars coming out the takeout. They take a card, and I got all these Chinese takeaways at a peak time on a Friday bloody night, and they're all empty. Some of them take 3 minutes to get someone to come to the bloody desk. Some of them, for some reason, have got little tubs saying cash only, push through this slot. Okay? And take 3 minutes to actually come and say, what you want? Anyway, first very polite, I'm a very polite gentleman. Do you take card? Oh, no, you're out, you're out. Okay, well, you serve the other dozen customers behind me. Oh, they're not there, are they? Are they wondering why? Are you wondering why your sales are down? Because I tell you what, I live right in the junction. And the motorbike deliveries, the deliveries and the Just Eats, they're way down right now. Do you know why? Because things are tight and energy bills are going through the roof, are not prepared to pay these silly commissions. And every independent takeout that's trying to help local drivers feed into the system, give people what they want, are telling me, do you realise how much we have to pay these deliveries? You may only pay a couple of quid a dish extra for delivery. We're paying 25-30%. This whole model is wrong and it's going to get replaced. Innovators and disruptors are going to come along and sort you out, Deliveroo and Just Eat, because you are creaming it off, aren't you? I've followed your share prices. Oh, you've been creaming it fucking off for years, ain't you, boys, eh? Yeah, it's different now, isn't it? Because people are looking in their pockets and going, oh, we'll have to have Iceland Chinese food at home. Which, I've come to the conclusion, to give you guys nice food that I want to, I'm going to have to cook it. Alright, because food out, they're cutting, great, this was a fantastic, you know, I would be, normally, the last 3 years, I've been going, oh, this chicken's so soft and doughy and herby. So nice. But no, they're cutting things to the bone. Oh, let me get some air for a minute. Anyway, so this is a very messed up mukbang, and I'm trying to make the best out of this. But I've got chicken that's been over fried and it's not as plump and juicy as it used to be. And I've got fries that, because I've been hanging around getting pissed off and sorting things out, are too crunchy for me to deal with. They're not good, is it? Hopefully some of you guys, I know I don't really do ASMR, but that's that crunchy. I'm just using the phone mic, but I hope you got some of that if you're into that, okay? Because I'm trying to please. I am trying to please, guys, but I'm a very upset person tonight. I'm very upset. You know, you think, what are you going on about? You're a mukbang, you just eat food and... Yeah, but when you get barriers in your way and you can't deliver what you want to what you think people want out there, and believe me, I've got, I'll quote like a pilot, I must have like thousands of hours of mukbang watching under my skin, okay? But, and this is not where I want to be with this. But stay with me, folks. Stay with me, folks, because to the more home-cooked variety, oh, look at that. Bloody crunch. Fuck me. Fuck me. What a pile of shit. What a pile of fucking shit. Fucking $9 as well. 7 quid, $9. To something that they give me before all this inflation nonsense. Okay? Okay, tomorrow in the UK, we're going to announce what the power cap is. It's going to be something like 4 times it was 3 years ago. I use very little power, I live on my own. I'm an amazing miser. I'll do a video on how you save electricity, but my God, working people are getting shafted. Shafted. And it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And a lot of you are probably thinking, and fine, Aston, cook it yourselves, eh? In fact, some of you are probably going, oh, don't be such a lazy... You know, I'm not telling you a lot, I can cook. My mother was a gourmet cook. God bless her, she's dead now. She's been dead several years, but she didn't have a daughter, so she taught me how to behave in the kitchen and what to do, and she taught me some amazing skills. And I can cook, but I'll be honest, I don't like cooking just for me. I can create a great roast dinner, all your stuffings, your sauces. Oh, mwah. I'll do it for you. I want to do a Christmas live mukbang, to be honest. Bloody awesome. Show you what I can do. And she taught me at 15 how to cook a Christmas dinner. Then at 16, she taught me how to cook the same Christmas dinner, but pissed out your brain on gin. Because that's the way my parents kind of lived their lives in the 80s and 90s. So I can do a gourmet Christmas dinner with all the trimmings, every trimming you love. And I know trimmings are different between like the States and the UK and Asia. I can do. And I can do pissed off. Because I was trained to do that. But I don't enjoy doing it normally. And it's just for me. I just don't. I like cook 7 things, put it on a big plate like this and go, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. So that's why I spend a lot of time at takeouts. I just fill a gap. Shut the hunger off. Oh, 2 mayo chickens for $1.98. Yeah, bam. I wouldn't do that if I had like a wife and 3 kids. God, I'd sit there taking my mother's skills and cooking something absolutely beautiful. Bellissimo, the finest pasta. You know, stir fry. I know how to do stir fries. But you don't want to do it on your own. You just don't. You don't. I told you before, I hate wasting food. I utterly hate wasting food. So, like that, don't bother. But to be honest, what I'm trying to tell you guys, to bring it to a conclusion and not have too much of a rant, is even my favourite independent takeouts are cutting corners so bad now, because and it's not their fault, it's because of inflation and the way costs are just going. It's just not making it enjoyable anymore. So, although I hate cooking just for myself, I'm going to change the psychology and say, I'm cooking for you guys. I'm cooking for you, schmucks. God damn it. And I might enjoy it a bit more. Shall we see how that goes? So, I apologise, guys, that tonight's mukbang has been a disaster. Had I managed to buy some Chinese food on a card, it would have been quite nice tonight. But the problem is, the chicken isn't that bad. The trouble is they've overcooked it to hell. I mean, you can see, that's over fried. The perfect fried chicken has a soft golden texture. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, I want to talk to you southern guys in the United States right now. I so much want to come to your part of the world and enjoy proper southern fried chicken. You know? Like you mamas do. Hey, come on. The good stuff. But at least the chicken's bigger than KFC. I mean, I'll do a KFC in a couple of weeks. And you Americans will be shocked how anorexic and ill our chicken pieces will look compared to what I've seen on USA mukbangs with KFC chicken. I've got a nice piece. I mean, one thing I will say about this takeaway, that you guys not seen me eat fries before, because I'm very fussy how I like my fries. And whilst these are too crisp now, it's half and fault because I've been holding. I try and keep stuff warm in the oven before I'm exactly ready to shoot, to film. And yeah, they've gone a bit sharp. But they are so much. I still, although KFC chicken is emaciated, I still love the taste. But I hate KFC fries. They were good, but they've turned them into these kind of half jacket covered things, and they taste weird. And I hate McDonald's fries. Very rarely you'll get them fresh out, and they're really nice and crunchy, and crunchy but soft too. But there's like more coating than potato in them. I mean, they are ridiculous. So I'm very fussy with chips. I don't eat chips, which is a good job because I'm a fat bugger anyway. But I was into fries and chips all the time. Sorry, chips means... Okay, let's deal with this UK thing. Chips, we know, in the States is potato chips out the bag, Lay's, that stuff, Cheetos. But chips in the UK means fries. I mean, most chips in the UK out of chip shops are the extreme that, rather than being too crunchy like these are, they're these big fat things full of lard and too much. Oh. No. I've only had perfect chips, fries, whatever you want to call them, a couple of times in my life from top restaurants. But hey, I'm still eating, aren't I? Because I'm fucking hungry. I've been intermittent fasting. So, what are you guys eating today? I hope you're doing okay, folks, and I hope you've had a much better day than, if you're still with me 30 odd minutes into the interview, the video, with me as I am today, as pissed off as I am. Well, thank you. You really are a trooper, and I hope your day has been a lot better than... My day was fine, until I had this run around of all these Chinese people. And again, there's no racism here. I love all cultures, all nations. I love all types of food all over the world. I've got so much respect for Asian culture, its productivity, hard work, how they look at things, common sense. I love it. But something in the UK is messed up. And I'm sorry, you independent Chinese food takeaways, but you're not going to last unless you nail to this final bridge. And don't go on about it's too expensive for us to take the credit cards, because that's why SumUp came along and other market fillers other than Barclaycard and Visa came along and said, okay, we understand you, you're independent, you don't want to pay these big commissions, it makes your food less profitable, here's a machine for you. Alright, it costs you $200 or whatever, here's a machine. Okay, so you can take schmucks like this guy's card and you'll be a happy customer, because I'm sure your food's great. And this is not about individual food quality, this is about accessibility. And again, this is the main problem. I think a lot of you guys, and no going at you, assume that fast food is just like you guys get it in the States. But it isn't. Yes, there are franchises. We have Burger King, we have KFC, we have McDonald's. But you know all the other ones I could quote that we don't have, that you guys have? It makes things... It messes up the market. We end up with all these independent players. Mom and pops, no disrespect, trying to earn a buck. But they will not understand. I mean, to be honest, it's taken a couple of years for that breakfast sandwich independent mom and pop place to go, okay, we'll have a SumUp machine. We understand that it's monstrosity, people haven't got cash is dirty, you know, they're diseased, won't say it, blah, blah, blah. You know, okay, we're going to have a card. Every industry, even your window cleaner, well, yeah, I'll take a card. But what is it with you Chinese independent takeout people in England, not anywhere else in England, that you're core? I've been to 7 of you tonight in a town with 100,000 people, and not one of you could take my business. All because, and you're there in scripts, half the places had big plastic screens, or signs, cash on there. And they practically told me, literally, this one woman went, no, go. No, guys, you'll die. You will die out if you cannot get with it. I'm actually hoping that some smart bugger, and if I was a millionaire, I'd do this. There's a lot of the British fast food industry I would love to franchise, from pie and mash, to jacket potatoes, to I can see huge potential. I'm just a poor man. I'm just a poor man who knows what needs to be done, but no dollar here. But I tell you guys, wake up. Wake up. It was fine back in the 80s and 90s. Nobody took the bloody cards in takeouts anyway. But guys, you either wake up or no, you're going to lose your businesses. And I'm going to end this here, okay? Thank you. Really, 7 takeouts I went to. I could have gone in, whilst I was driving around town on those 7 Chinese takeouts, I passed Indian, Cypriot, Greek, kebab places, and I could have walked in and gone, oh, did you take card? They'd have gone, yeah, no problem, sir. But I didn't want a kebab, I didn't want fish and chips, I didn't want fried chicken tonight. I wanted the Chinese, but I didn't have cash. Got an army of credit cards. And if I'd have done the transfer, it would have gone through. There's no on the limit, not go through. But you can't. So change. Change or die. Because that's where we are. We're in a food revolution now. We're going to be fighting over bread cobs in 6 months, okay? And if you follow the stories, you'll see why. I'm not conspiracist. I'm not going to take you down conspiracist theories. But we're going to be fighting for food in 6 months, wherever you are. So you're going to play the game, or you're not going to play the game? Anyway, I think I'm done here. I'm sorry, guys. This is not the mukbang quality that I usually provide. I chomp in, enjoy my food, but I'm pissed off tonight. Okay, I'm pissed off. So this is an angry mukbang, and in the history of this channel, I hope you never, ever see what you're seeing tonight. Okay. But I've given you raw because that's what Aston's Expressway is about. It's about being a bit raw. Never insulting, never be racist. I never degrade certain groups over another. I'm not like that guy. I'm an internationalist. I'm a borderless guy. I really am. I'm about unity. But you either wake up, if you're in the takeout industry, and play the game, or you just pack your bags and just walk out. Okay? Because for the last 20 years on low inflation and deals and, the groups like Just Eat could come in and take advantage of the economies of scales we had in our food industry. That's gone. Every resource now is precious as frack. Okay? So wake up, play the industry, because look what this is going to result in. I'm going to have to get the bloody wok out now and cook you my dream Chinese meal. And do you know how annoying that is to me? It is annoying, although I probably would love to taste it. But anyway, guys, thank you. I'm sorry about tonight. If it's annoyed you, I'm very sorry. I always try and be a gentleman and give the best of service. But I have been totally wound up tonight. I went for the one takeout quickly that I thought could just get me out, and I knew they took a card, but they're so screwed to the wall on costs, they produce this load of crap. I mean, utter fucking crap. Okay? Fucking crap. Fucking camera. Alright, this is shit. £7, $9, utter shit. Used to be beautiful. They must have had a different chicken supplier. They had a different sweet chilli supplier. Remember me saying about the garlic sauce the other night? How crap that was. Yeah. But the chilli sauce, sweet chilli sauce, was different like it used to be. They've swapped that over now. Okay. So you guys have just taken 3 mukbangs in a row on a Friday night from me. Okay? Because the guys did the pizza, and did last week's kebab, and did this. And you messed up now. So I ain't coming back. Unless for a pizza. Your pizza is still on. Anyway, guys, Aston Parsons, Aston Expressway. If you'd like to complain about tonight's mukbang video, I'm more than happy for you to do so. Please leave it below and I'll debate to you why I'm so annoyed about these issues. I'm always happy to talk to you whether you've got a negative or a positive comment. More than happy. Okay? I love engaging with people. I'm not an antisocial bugger. If you have enjoyed this mukbang, which if you're angry and you might be angry too, and agree with me, well, thank you. Follow, subscribe, say follow me and subscribe. If you're really generous, this channel always appreciates a like. Or a hate. If you hate it, hate it. If you want to say something nasty, say something nasty. To me, please don't be nasty to other people, though. I won't tolerate that in any way, shape or form. I'm just a fat slob smuck. You come for me if you want to, but please be nice to other people. Anyway, thank you very much. Aston Parsons, Aston's Expressway. Over and out. Good night.